What if I told you that just $10 a day, less than the cost of lunch, could completely change your financial future? Saving small amounts consistently doesn't feel like much at the moment, but over time, it can grow into something surprisingly powerful. In this video, we'll break down exactly what happens if you save $10 every single day for 10 years. We'll look at the numbers, show you how compound interest accelerates growth, and prove that consistency matters more than how much you start with. By the end, you'll see how even the smallest daily habit can add up to life-changing results. Stick around, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more inspiring money tips like this. Saving money often feels like a daunting challenge. Many people believe that building wealth requires huge sacrifices, large salaries, or winning the lottery. But in truth, financial freedom is built not on massive one-time decisions, but on small, consistent habits that add up over time. One of the best illustrations of this idea is the concept of saving $10 every single day. At first glance, $10 doesn't feel like much. It's the cost of a fast food meal, a couple of coffees, or a small impulse buy online. Most of us spend that amount daily without giving it a second thought. Yet, if you were to commit to saving that same $10 every day for 10 years, the outcome would be extraordinary, not only in terms of dollars saved, but also in the psychological shift it creates. The simple math behind $10 a day. Let's start with the basics. If you set aside $10 a day, that adds up to $70 in a week. Over the course of a month, that's roughly $300. In 1 year, you would have saved $3,650. Stretch that out to 10 years, and you'll have put away $36,500. That's without touching investments, interest, or any growth whatsoever. Just the act of putting money aside consistently. For most people, $36,500 is a life-changing amount of money. It could fund a down payment on a house, serve as the seed money for a business, pay for an advanced degree, or create a strong emergency cushion that prevents you from falling into debt. And yet, that total is nothing more than the sum of a small, manageable daily action. The power of compound interest. Where this daily habit really begins to shine is when you factor in compound interest. Imagine you don't simply stash your savings in a jar or checking account, but instead invest it in something that grows, such as a retirement account, a high-yield savings account, or an index fund. The stock market, for example, has historically averaged around 7 to 10% in annual returns over long periods. If you invest your $10 a day at a 7% return, your $36,500 contribution could grow into around $52,000 over 10 years. At a 10% average return, the total could climb past $63,000. That extra money didn't come from working harder or saving more. It came from the snowball effect of compounding, where your money earns money, and then that money earns more. This is why starting early and staying consistent is so crucial. Time is the secret ingredient in wealth building. The earlier you begin the habit, the more powerful compound interest becomes. Shifting your money mindset. Saving $10 a day is about more than the numbers. It's about psychology. One of the hardest parts of money management is decision fatigue. Every day, we're faced with choices about whether to spend, save, or invest. By creating a simple, automatic habit of setting aside $10, you remove the constant stress of decision-making. Over time, this rewires your brain. Instead of seeing $10 as disposable spending money, you begin to see it as an investment in your future self. That change in perspective often ripples into other areas of your financial life. You become more intentional with your spending, less prone to impulse purchases, and more motivated to plan for the long term. What that money could do for your life. Now imagine what having $52,000 could mean after 10 years. For some, it could mean freedom from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. For others, it might mean launching a small business, funding a wedding, or helping to pay for a child's education. It could mean retiring earlier than expected or traveling the world without going into debt. The beauty of this habit is that the possibilities are open-ended. The money you save becomes a tool, and tools give you choices. Financial stress often comes from a lack of options, When you have resources, you gain flexibility, security, and confidence. The hidden cost of doing nothing. It's also worth thinking about the alternative. If you don't save that $10 a day, where does it go? For most people, it disappears into small, forgettable purchases. A takeout meal here, a streaming subscription there, another online impulse buy. Each of these things provides a quick hit of satisfaction, but none of them create lasting value. 10 years later, you would look back and realize that the difference between financial stability and financial struggle was just a series of tiny daily decisions. Building the habit and scaling it up. The magic of $10 a day lies in its accessibility. Almost anyone can find ways to cut or redirect $10 from their spending without feeling deprived. It could be as simple as cooking at home instead of eating out, skipping a delivery order, or canceling a subscription you rarely use. Once you've built the habit, you can also scale it. Maybe $10 a day feels easy after a while, and you increase it to $15 or $20. At $20 a day, you're saving $7,300 a year, or $73,000 over a decade. With compound growth, that number could easily surpass six figures. The important thing isn't the exact amount, it's the consistency of doing it every day. Consistency beats perfection. It's natural to worry about missing a day or falling off track, but the truth is, consistency matters more than perfection. If you miss a day or two, it won't derail your progress as long as you keep returning to the habit. The key is to make the process automatic. Setting up an automatic transfer to a savings or investment account ensures that the money is set aside before you even think about spending it. Automation removes willpower from the equation, making it much easier to stay consistent. A decade of change. The real lesson of saving $10 a day for 10 years isn't just about the final dollar amount. It's about the transformation that takes place over the decade. You go from someone who spends unconsciously to someone who saves with purpose. You build resilience against financial emergencies. You develop patience, discipline, and confidence. And perhaps most importantly, you prove to yourself that building wealth doesn't require extraordinary circumstances. It requires ordinary actions, done consistently over time. The choice is simple. You can let $10 slip through your fingers each day on things you'll forget tomorrow, or you can let it accumulate into something powerful, meaningful, and life-changing. The next 10 years are going to pass anyway. The question is, when they do, will you have nothing to show for it? Or will you have built a foundation of wealth one small step at a time? And that's the power of saving just $10 a day for 10 years. With consistency and compound interest on your side, small daily actions can grow into thousands of dollars. And the best part is, anyone can start today. Remember, it's not about having a lot of money to begin with. It's about building the habit of saving. If this inspired you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll always get more simple money strategies to build your wealth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.